Hey, it's Tony G here. I'm on a four-wheel drive track at the moment on this hike, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to have a bit of a talk to you about, trail etiquette. The first thing is, no matter where you're going, let someone know where you're going. Even if it's on a day hike, it's good to let someone know where you're going. And an anticipated time you'll be back. Some leeway. So if you think you're going to be back at 3, say, look, I should definitely be back by 5, then start worrying if I'm not. But yeah, that's the first thing. Give way to hikers who are coming up on the right, uphill, and you're going downhill. Yeah, that's fine, but sometimes, people walking uphill, I'd like to step off to the side and have a bloody break while you're coming down. But yeah, that's the general rule. Obviously, I'm on a four-wheel drive track here at the moment. I'm going to give way to four-wheel drives. I'd be a bloody fool if I didn't. So yeah, give way to horses. And even on this track, you give way to snakes. Unless you're a fool. But yeah, that's just that's some of the etiquette on the trail. Now, on a multi-day hike, not so much on the Cape to Cape, but on the Bibbulmun track, there's huts. Now, they're problematical for me. I bloody snore quite loudly, so I know that. So even on the Bibbulmun track, even though there's huts you can sleep in, three-sided huts with sleeping platforms, unless I'm on my own in there, which on the Bibbulmun isn't too often, I sleep outside in my tent, far enough away I don't keep anyone awake. There's nothing more annoying than people snoring. And even on the Cape to Cape, there's campsites, same thing. Be considerate if you're in a campsite. There's nothing worse than, most hikers usually get up reasonably early. The story is you get up early and you get to the next campsite and you get to pick the best spot under the best tree. Whereas if you leave late, you take what's left. It's just the way it goes in life. So I say most people, midnight camping means probably you're going to bed about 9 o'clock and you're up at first light often. And at night, keep the noise down, obviously. If you're going to listen to your favourite podcast or music, use earphones. As I say, it's pretty obvious really. If you annoy people, you're going to put people offside, and you don't want that. As I say, with your head torch, don't go walking around the camp flashing, because at night in a dark, really dark area, you can see a headlight torch way in the distance. It flashes in people's tents, wakes them up, etc. So be aware of that. Obviously a big part out on the trail or anywhere else is the toilet thing. That's worth talking about. Obviously, you're going to step far enough off the track if you don't have any facilities like a long drop, like a campsite. If you get caught in between or wherever, you're going to step far enough off the track, obviously. Not too near to a water course. I'm not sure the distance, but you're not going to have your bloody tape with you, so use common sense on that one. And you dig a nice deep hole, probably about 6 inches deep, and bury what you do. That's it. I was talking to one guy on one of the trails, and believe it or not, he had a bidet that he got online. Sort of plug it into your water bottle and squirts up. He didn't even need toilet paper. Had a bidet. There you go. Something I never thought of. But yeah, all these ingenious ideas people come up with. But say all that again, it's just common sense. I suppose one of the obvious ones, which I should mention, you would know this anyway, one of the golden rules: whatever you take in on your hike, you bring back out. Most times you're in sometimes fragile infrastructure. I mean, even bananas, apples, they don't decompose quickly. So yeah, whatever you take in, you bring out. That's the first golden rule, I suppose. If you stay with that one, you're doing well. Another one, of course, I mean, have respect for your fellow hikers, obviously. You know, if you're passing someone, say good day, how you going, have a chat. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially if, like me, on some of these hikes, you know, I could be hiking all day, not see anybody like today. So if you pass someone, I might stop for 20 minutes and have a chat, and that's great. Yeah, another thing to be wary of when you're hiking, particularly in a group maybe, is don't block the trail. You know, if you're going to stop for your lunch, don't sit down in the middle of the trail, because people are going to come by, and that's just good etiquette to step off the trail. Obviously, you know, you're not going to go bush off the trail, because that's another rule, is stick to the trail. You don't want to deviate from the trail, because for one thing it's not a good idea, and the track just gets wider and wider, and then some people decide to take a side route, and that becomes another spur of the trail, and then people get confused. Well, I say, respect nature, stay on the trail, don't go up on top of the bank through the bush, because it's obviously, if the trail's flooded, you've got no option. But in general, stay on the trail. But you know, if you like listening to music while you're going along, then use some earbuds. Don't have your hanging on the back of your pack blaring out. I mean, you may like Led Zeppelin as loud as you can get it, which I do, but a lot of people don't. So you be respectful of that. And the other point is, if you've got headphones on and you're listening to music reasonably loud, or anything else for that matter, in some ways you're unaware of your surroundings. If someone comes up behind you, or anything, a trail bike or an animal, you're not going to hear them, especially coming from behind you. So sometimes when I have listened to music, I just use the one earbud, and then I can yeah, I'm aware. Then you can listen to music, but I'm still aware of what's going on. And that, obviously, that applies in the huts, the campsite. You know, don't have loud music. People don't appreciate it. You won't be having many nice conversations the next day if you keep people awake with loud music. I mean, some people are, you know, I'll talk to people who are real purists, and I guess I get their point of view, but I've even heard people say that you shouldn't wear loud clothing. You know, so if each person in nature likes to imagine they're the only person in nature, and they don't want to see someone with a high visibility vest on where they can see them from 3 or 4 miles away. And I get that, but I mean, come on, how many people wear high vis clothing? You know, most people. I don't think that's an issue particularly. One small tip from me, doesn't hurt. Take that forward with you. Think, oh, that's a good idea. Or he's talking out of his arse there. I'm not going to go with that one, and that's fine too. I'm just telling you some of the things that I've observed, seen, been told, etc. Okay, so Tony G, Hike and Seeker, signing out. I'm still on the sandy track, but hopefully I'll get into some interesting stuff soon. Right, see you later, bye.